Assalamu alaikum dear viewers and welcome to our Learn Arabic show. Right, so today I'm going to enlighten you with a verse from the Quran. So if you open your Qurans to chapter 4, verse number 86, Surah An-Nisa, verse number 86, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, it says, وَإِذَا حُيِّيتُمْ بِتَحِيَّةٍ فَحَيُّوا بِأَحْسَنَ رُدُّوهَا فَحَيُّوا بِأَحْسَنَ رُدُّوهَا مِنْهَا. Okay? And إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ حَسِيبًا. So if you look at that verse, it means that when you are greeted with a salutation, then reply better one to it or the same one to it. Surely Allah keeps good count of everything. So that is how we'll begin our lesson for today. Now in the previous sessions we have been discussing about verbs. So today we'll continue with the verbs but with different pronouns, right? So we are done with huwa, hiya, ana, anta, anti, antuma, right? Now today we'll be discussing about huma. Okay, huma is the third person, as you all know. So today we'll be discussing about huma in the past tense, okay? Right, so huma in Arabic, as you all know, we have already discussed it. It means they, two, male plus female. But of course, while writing the tenses, it will be different for male and different for female. In the case of antuma, the tense was the same, used for both male or female, like antuma, jalastuma. If I say jalastuma, I'm referring to both male and female. But when it comes to huma, it is different for male and different for female. So if you look at the male, so I'll start with the male, okay? So I have huma tenses, but this is only for male, okay? So I have for male. So when it comes to writing tenses for the male in the past tense, so for example, I have my root verb. Let's take hadara. Hadara is my root verb. Hadara means he came. So if I have this hadara here as my root verb, now I want to convert this he came into they two, male plus female came. But obviously it's going to be different. Well, I'm addressing to a masculine, it will be different. If I'm going to be addressing to a feminine, it will be different. So we'll start with the masculine. So if I want to address a masculine, what I'm going to do to this verb here is that I'm going to add an alif. That is all. So the only thing I'm going to add here is an alif. So hadara will become hadara. Alright, so I have huma, hadara, and that's the only thing I'm going to add. It's very simple. The only thing you're adding here is an alif. Again, there is a trend. If you notice that huma ends with an alif. So obviously, it will follow the same trend. All these tenses will obviously end with an alif. Let's look at other examples. Right, so for example, I have shariba. Shariba is my root verb. So I have shariba. Right. So shariba becomes, if I want to say they too drank, shariba becomes shariba, right? So I will have shariba means they too drank. What if I have jalasa? Jalasa becomes jalasa. Okay? Means they too male sat. Okay, this is only referring to male. So I'll say they too masculine drank. Notice that it's only referring to male. Okay, if I say jalasa, I mean to say they too male sat. Okay? For example, if I say qala, qala, simple, I'm just going to add an alif. It's not going to be any kind of special case. Qala becomes qala with an alif at the end, okay? So it's going to become Qala. So you see what I've done here? I've just added an alif, and of course if you want, you have to join the alif to the lam, so it becomes more like a lam alif. You can write it like this, or even this is fine if I say it like this. Qala. Okay, so qala means they two male said. What if I have la'iba? La'iba, he played. They two male played becomes la'iba. So this is how you will convert this verb into huma, the root verb into huma, past tense, and I'm only referring to the male. Right, now we'll move on to feminine. So we'll look at huma. We have done with the mudhakkar, now we are going to the muannath, the feminine. Past tense. Right. Now for example, again, I'll take the same examples. If I have as my root verb, say, dhahaba, okay? Dhahaba means he went. Now say I want to convert this into huma, okay? But now here I'm referring to feminine, means they two female. I'm not referring to masculine. Now, something that I want to clear out is that huma in itself means they two male plus female. So I can say huma waldani, they two boys, or I can say huma bintani, they two are girls. But when it comes to tenses, it will be different for male and female. Even though the pronoun here that I'm using is huma, it will be different for both male and female. So if I want to say they two male sat, okay, so I will say jalasa, meaning they two male sat. But if I want to say for feminine, for example, they two went, okay, they two feminine, they two female went. So what I'm going to do here is I'll simply add an open ta. So you see I've added an open ta and then joined to an alif. So this is what I have done here. So just to this word, to the verb here, you just add an open ta plus an alif. So it is going to become, yes, it's going to become dhahabata. You see, dhahabata. What if I have the word hajja, okay? So if I try to change this verb hajja, okay, so it's going to become hajjata. No special cases here. So hajjata. And what if, so this is hajjata, means they two female performed hajj. Dhahabata, they two female went, right? What if I want to say they two male performed hajj, right? So if I have hajja and now I want to say they two male performed hajj, so simple, I will say hajja. I'll simply say hajja. I've simply put an alif. So if you see any verb with an alif at the end, it means I'm referring to third person masculine dual. They two male performed hajj, hajja. They two female performed hajj, hajjata. Alright? So this is actually known as ta'ut ta'nith, and ta'ut ta'nith is the ta which represents the mu'annath. It's the ta that represents the feminine case. So this is how we will convert the verbs from the huma masculine to huma feminine, okay, using the root verbs that I had given you in the previous session. Right, so let's look at other examples. So let's say I have qara'a. Now you're going to try and fill this up for me, okay? Qara'a. Let's say I have lariba. Let's say I have qama. Say I have nadhara. Say I have kataba. Right. Now you're going to change this for huma. You're going to give me the tenses, but in form of huma masculine, huma masculine, and huma feminine. Right, so you're going to give me in these two forms. So if I say qara'a, he recited. So if I want to say they two masculine recited, it's going to change into qara'a. Right, so it's going to change into okay, qara'a. Okay, now what if I have feminine? So it's going to change into qara'ata, right? Right, same with la'iba. La'iba will become la'iba and la'ibata. Qama. Qama will become qama. Adding an alif everywhere and a ta'ut ta'nith with alif where necessary. Qama becomes here qamata. Nadara. Nadara, and here will become nadarata. And lastly, the final example, kataba and katabata. Right, so these are the examples I have put here. Qara'a, qara'a becomes qara'ata, right? So I can say for huma masculine, qara'a. So let's say for example I say qara'a waldan, qara'ata bintan, la'iba waldan, la'ibata bintan, qama waldan, qamata bintan, nadara waladan, nadarata ukhtan. Okay, kataba kataba waladan, katabata bintan, right? So this is how this tenses change. Of course, only antuma remains the same in both in the pronoun. Antuma, when I say it, refers to male and female, and even in the tenses, it's going to be referring to both masculine and feminine. The only thing which will change in tenses is huma, right? So this is how the tenses will take up their format when it comes to huma masculine and huma feminine. Inshallah, in the further sessions, we'll be looking at other tenses with their examples and exercises to make you able to understand more better. And of course, we'll also look at more vocabularies in Arabic so that it's easy for you to converse with people, okay? So this sums up our class for today. Inshallah, we will meet in our next session. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.